All right, on the subject of real estate contract negotiations. So, there's a lot of moving parts to the real estate negotiation. There's, on the buyer side, there's closing costs. On the seller side, there's closing costs. You know what I mean? There's money being transferred all over the place, but usually, you want to submit your best offer first. You want an agent that knows what's going on with the house, that's actually, done his research, figured out how much the house might be worth, and hopefully you get it for less than that. But my main goal in entering into any real estate contract is to get the buyer what they want, because ultimately you want the house. We need to get it for the price that we want, but I also want credit from the seller, because buying a house is expensive. Closing costs run between 2 and 3% of the value of the home. So in that case, the $400,000 house, closing costs run anywhere from 8 to 12 grand. Usually 10 grand is, I would say, is the mark for $400,000 home. So that's about 2.5%. So I'll ask, if the house is listed at in a range from 495 to 505. I'll go towards the top of the range, but I will ask for credit back. That's after I've done my research and I've talked to a couple people and figured out how much the house should be worth. Now you have the credit, so when you're negotiating for credit, that is usually applied towards closing costs. You can add it if you have leftover credit. If you have closing costs that are, let's say the closing costs are 9 grand and you got credit for 10 grand, the extra $1,000 should be applied as principal reduction, so it's going to reduce your loan. What else can I tell you about negotiating real estate contracts? The furnishings. If you really want something in the house, or if you really want something out of the house when you're looking at it, when you're buying it, you have to be very clear in the contract. I've shown homes and the agent sitting there telling me that, my clients are going to take all the furniture out of the house. They have another house already, and then my buyer says, I want the furniture. You have to pay for it. You have to consider it in your real estate negotiation. But ultimately, if the buyer wants it, it's my job to get it. And the other side too, if I'm representing the seller and the seller wants it, it will be part of my listing to make sure that, hey, this is staged. This isn't transferring. But if you want something, it works in backwards too. The inverse is true as well. If you don't want something, if you really want, if there's an unsightly shed, if there's a lawnmower, and one of those old lawnmowers that people they're using a lot of time, I've seen in East County, they have like the buggies with the horse and buggies. People use them as lawn ornaments. I've done a transaction where somebody was like, I want that gone. And we had the seller agent had to figure out how to get it gone, but we got it gone. So in real estate negotiations, be very clear about what you want. I try to get seller credit, either first off in the initial negotiation as well as in the request for repairs. There's always something that needs to be done. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, give me a call, 619-888-7845. Talk to you later.